Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something that's real. Many men want to love you, but not every man knows how to love you. Let me tell you something that most folks don't like to talk about. But we need to get this out in the open. Just because a man wants to love you doesn't mean he knows what loving you truly takes. Desire and readiness, they ain't the same thing. A man can see you walk in a room, see your smile, hear the sound of your laugh, and say to himself, yeah, I want that. But see, wanting you and being ready for you, that's two different lanes on two different highways. Now listen, ladies, any man with eyes can be drawn to what you look like. That's easy. Beauty attracts. That don't take no wisdom. That don't take no growth. That's just natural instinct. But real love, loving you day in and day out, loving the parts of you that don't show up on social media, loving the version of you that's tired, that's been hurt, that's been healing, that's been building herself from scratch. That's a whole different level of commitment. And let me say it plain, not every man is built for that. See, some men fall in love with how you make them feel, not who you are. That's why it's so easy for them to chase you, flatter you, text you, good morning, tell you you're beautiful, and then disappear the moment loving you requires more than charm. Because to truly love somebody, that takes depth, that takes emotional responsibility, that takes consistency, even when things ain't convenient anymore. You gotta watch for that. Watch how a man treats you after the thrill wears off, after he gets comfortable, when he sees you without the makeup, when you're having a rough day, when life gets heavy. That's when the truth comes out. Because let's be honest, it don't take much to want somebody, but it takes a real man to be ready to build with a woman who's already worked hard to become who she is. So what does being ready look like? It looks like understanding that love is a decision, not just a feeling. It means being able to put pride aside, to communicate when things get tough, to listen when you're not okay, and to stand beside you not just when you're winning, but when you're working through stuff too. See, anybody can love you on your best day, but it takes a grown man to love you through your healing, through your storms, through your growth. A lot of men think they're ready because they want to have you, but real love ain't about possession, it's about partnership. It's not about getting you, it's about keeping you by growing with you. That means being ready to deal with their own flaws too, not just point out yours. Being ready to lead with purpose, not ego. Being ready to take responsibility for the love they claim they want to give. Let me put it this way. Some men want to sit at the table, but they don't bring nothing to it. Not a plate, not a plane, not a prayer, just appetite, just expectation. But when you know your worth, you don't entertain empty hands because you've built too much, sacrificed too much, healed too much, to sit across from someone who's still confusing attraction with preparation. So don't fall for the I want you line if it ain't backed up with the discipline, the emotional maturity, and the consistency it takes to love you right. A man who's ready will show up different. He'll move different. He won't just say what you want to hear. He'll show you he's capable of carrying the kind of love you deserve. Because being ready to love someone isn't just about timing, it's about transformation. Has he grown? Has he healed? Has he outgrown the boy he used to be? Or is he still bringing you broken habits wrapped in sweet talk? Ladies, don't let sweet words make you ignore sour behavior. You can't fix him with your love. That ain't your job. Your job is to protect your heart, protect your peace, and wait for the one who's not just hungry for you, but who's prepared to love you with patience, with purpose, and with presence. So remember this, a man might want to love you, but if he ain't ready to grow, ready to lead, ready to show up with more than words, then he ain't ready for you. Let me break this down in a way that's simple but powerful. Love is not a feeling, it's a responsibility. Now I know we've been sold a different story. We've been taught that love is butterflies, late night phone calls, sweet words, and a few nice dates. That's part of it, but that ain't the foundation. That's just a decoration on the cake. But if the cake don't have substance, all that frosting don't mean a thing. See, loving someone requires something of you. It requires showing up, and not just when it's easy. I'm talking about showing up when it's uncomfortable, inconvenient, and even frustrating. That's the responsibility part. That's the side of love people don't like to talk about. Because the truth is, a lot of folks love the idea of love. They love the image. They love the feeling, but they don't want the work that comes with it. And when I say responsibility, I don't mean it like a chore. I mean it like a choice you make every single day to value someone's heart like it's in your care. Because it is. See, when you tell somebody you love them, when you ask to be a part of their life, you're saying, I'm going to take care of this heart. I'm going to protect this son. I'm going to be consistent with this love. But too many people say I love you like it's just something to say after a good time. No, love comes with accountability. If you don't want to take care of what you ask for, don't ask for it. It's like this. Anybody can pick up a fragile vase and admire how beautiful it is. They can hold it, turn it around, show it off. But if you ain't careful with it, if you ain't gentle with it, if you ain't mindful of how you carry it, guess what? You'll drop it and it'll break. That's how hearts get broken. Because too many people pick them up with no real intention of handling them right. Loving someone is about being intentional. It's not enough to say you mean the world to me and then go missing when they need you. It's not enough to say I got you, but be the first one to run when things get tough. Love is backbone, not just back rubs. Love is presence, not just presence. And if you ain't ready to be responsible with somebody's heart, then you ain't ready to love them. Now ladies, let me talk to you straight. Stop letting these men treat love like a convenience store. Somewhere they just show up when they feel like it, grab what they want and leave without paying for nothing. Your heart is not a vending machine. It's not something they just walk up to, press a few buttons and expect a reward. Loving you requires investment, effort, consistency. And if he ain't willing to do that, he's not ready for the job. A real man understands that when he chooses to love a woman, he's choosing to serve that love. That don't mean being weak. That don't mean losing himself. It means being strong enough to carry the commitment, to lead with integrity, to take care of what he asked for. See, too many boys want the benefits of love without the burden. They want the warmth of your soul without the weight of your trust. But love is earned, not inherited. And let me flip it around too, men. You can't keep saying you love her if you're not showing up for her. You can't say she's your queen if you keep treating her like a guest in your life. If you love her, make her feel safe. Make her feel chosen. Make her feel seen. Not just when she's got her hair done and her heels on, but when she's tired, vulnerable, and pouring everything she's got into the relationship. You want a strong woman, be strong enough to love her through her softness, not just her strength. You see, love has to be more than good moments. Because good moments come and go. Life is going to test you. There are going to be days where you're both tired, stressed, frustrated. And that's when the responsibility kicks in. That's when you decide, am I in this because it's easy, or am I in this because I truly care about who this person is? And here's something people forget. Responsibility in love means being accountable for your impact. It means asking yourself, how do my words affect her? How do my actions protect or hurt him? It means checking yourself before you damage someone who trusted you with their heart. Because once trust is broken, it's hard to rebuild. So why not handle it right the first time? You want to love somebody? Good. Then love them with discipline. Love them with purpose. Love them in a way that makes them feel like they can exhale. Like they're not loving alone. Like they can depend on you to stand in the gap when they can't carry everything on their own. That's responsibility. That's maturity. That's real love. So don't confuse desire with devotion. And don't let anybody tell you love is just about feelings. Feelings fade. Responsibility stays. The ones who truly love you, they don't just show up when they feel like they show up because they said they would. Let me say something that might sting a little, but you need to hear it plain and clear. Attention don't mean intention. Just because a man is giving you attention, texting you every day, calling you baby, and liking your pictures on social media, that don't mean he's got any real plans for you. It's easy to get caught up in the feeling of being seen, because let's be honest, who doesn't want to feel desired? But see, attention is easy. Intention, that's where the truth lives. A man can give you attention for 1,000 reasons, and none of them might be love. He might be bored. He might be lonely. He might be trying to fill a void. He might like the chase. But liking the chase and being ready for the journey are two different things. Don't confuse pursuit with purpose. Some folks chase what they can't keep, and the minute they get it, they don't know what to do with it. Now let's get real. The world we live in today is full of distractions. We're surrounded by noise. People can send a text, drop a compliment, post a cute emoji and call that interest. But where is the consistency? Where is the depth? Where is the why behind what they're doing? Because when a man is really interested in you, you won't have to decode his actions. He'll show you with clarity that his attention comes from a place of true intention. See, intention means I have a plan for how I want to love you. I see a future. I'm building something with you, not just enjoying the moment for myself. When a man has intentions, he's not just around when it's convenient. He's there when it matters, when it's uncomfortable, when it's quiet, when it's tough, and he doesn't dip when things stop being fun. because intention is rooted in commitment, not just excitement. Too many women out here are tired of men saying all the right things, showing up strong at the beginning, then slowly fading away when the energy has to turn into effort. That's because they never had real intention. They just had interest. And baby, interest without intention is just a setup for disappointment. Let me break it down for you. If a man sees you and all he does is hype you up with compliments, stay in your inbox, flirt with you, but there's no movement behind it, he's playing. He likes how you make him feel. He likes that you respond. He likes that he can get a reaction, but is he showing up in a way that makes your life better? Is he making decisions that include you? Is he showing signs of alignment, not just attraction? You got to start asking the hard questions, because too many of y'all are giving wife-level loyalty to men who ain't even boyfriend-level consistent. You're entertaining attention because it feels good, but you're forgetting that good feelings without good intentions still lead to bad outcomes. If he can't communicate what he wants, where this is going, or how he sees you fitting into his future, then what are y'all doing? Let me say this: a man with intention will not have you guessing. He won't be hot today, cold tomorrow. He won't say he wants something real but never take steps to make it real. He'll move like a man who knows what he's ready for. His attention will match his effort. His words will match his actions. And his presence will bring peace, not confusion. Attention is loud, but intention is steady. Anybody can make noise in your life, but very few will bring clarity. That's why you've got to stop asking, does he like me? And start asking, what is he doing with that like? Is he building something? Is he showing up consistent? Is he helping you grow, or just keeping you company in a season he has no plans to stay in? I know what it feels like to want to believe the best in somebody, to hold on to the moments that felt real, to remember that one deep conversation or that one weekend when things felt like they could be something. But feelings are not facts. What remains over time, that's where the truth is. Ask yourself this: is his attention growing you or just distracting you? Because distraction can look a whole lot like love when you're lonely, but when the lights come on and the smoke clears, what's left? Is he helping you become better, more peaceful, more focused, or are you constantly anxious, constantly confused, constantly questioning what this even is? You deserve more than attention. You deserve direction. You deserve purpose. You deserve someone who chooses you with intention, not just because you're beautiful, not just because you're convenient, not just because you're emotionally available, but because they see you as someone to build with, someone to grow with, someone they want to do life with, not just pass time with. So the next time someone shows you attention, don't get excited too quick. Watch how they show up when it is not easy. Watch how they speak about the future. Watch if their energy is stable, not just strong, because the real one, they're not trying to impress you. They're trying to keep you. They're not performing. They're planning. And when a man is planting, you'll see it. He'll make space for you, not just squeeze you in when he's bored. Because when it's real intention, it won't feel like a guessing game. It'll feel like home. Let me tell you something that'll change the way you look at love, relationships, and even yourself. You are the prize, not a maybe, not a backup plan, not a good for right now. But the problem is too many of y'all don't know it yet, or you know it, but you're letting the wrong people make you forget it. See, when you know you're the prize, you stop auditioning for roles you were born to lead. You stop begging folks to see your value. You stop trying to prove yourself to people who were never qualified to have you in the first place. Because if someone has to be convinced of your worth, they were never ready for you to begin with. A lot of women out here, smart women, strong women, beautiful women, are walking around treating themselves like an option just because a man gave them some attention. Let me tell you something. Don't let a man's presence in your life make you forget your position. You're the prize. You bring peace. You bring love. You bring softness and strength. You bring wisdom and nurturing. You bring power. So why are you giving all that away like it's on clearance? Some of y'all are discounting yourselves for people who don't even have the credit to buy you in. You're giving full access to folks who haven't done the work, who haven't earned your trust, who haven't proven they know how to handle someone of your caliber. And every time you let someone treat you less than, you're agreeing with their low standard. You're telling them this is okay. but it's not okay. Not for a woman who knows her value. Not for a woman who's been through the fire and still walks with her head high. You are not supposed to be chasing love like it's something you have to earn. Love is not a paycheck for good behavior. Real love is supposed to recognize your worth and rise to meet it. If a man can't rise to meet your value, that's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of him. You don't lower your crown because someone doesn't know how to treat a queen. And I get it, you're tired, you've given your best. You've tried to love with your whole heart and maybe it didn't work out. Maybe he didn't see you. Maybe he took you for granted. But that doesn't mean you stop being the prize. That doesn't mean you shrink yourself down. That doesn't mean you start settling for crumbs just to say you have something on your plate. The truth is, a lot of men want access to you, but they don't want to pay the price of commitment. They want your love without the labor, your loyalty without the leadership, your softness without offering safety. But baby, you're not here to be tried on like an outfit. You're not something temporary. You're not some passing phase. You are the reward, not the test. You gotta walk like you know that. You gotta talk like you know that. You gotta stop picking people who don't pick you back with the same effort, energy, and intention. When a man sees you as the prize, he'll pursue you differently. He won't leave you confused. He won't keep you guessing. He won't treat you like an afterthought or an option. He'll show up with clarity, with purpose, with consistency, because he'll know what he's looking at. And let me tell you something else. Being the prize doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean you don't have flaws or things to work on. It just means you know your value even while you're growing. It means you love yourself enough to walk away from what drains you, to protect your peace and to only allow in what adds to your life, not what takes from it. Some of you are out here explaining your worth to people who benefit from you, not knowing it. That's why they gaslight you. That's why they breadcrumb you. That's why they disappear and come back like nothing happened. Because they know you're valuable, but they hope you, because the minute you figure it out, the game is over. You stop playing small, you stop begging, you stop accepting half effort from whole-grown adults. And when you truly step into that mindset, something shifts. You start attracting different energy. You start walking different, start requiring more, not out of entitlement, but out of alignment. You don't demand loyalty, you expect it. You don't chase love, you receive it. You don't settle for being chosen last. You stand in your power until someone chooses you first, every single time. Now here's the thing, knowing you're the prize isn't just about self-love, it's about standards. What you allow is what will continue. If you let someone halfway love you, they'll keep halfway showing up to win. You set the bar and hold to it. Only the ones who are ready to meet you where you are will step forward. And guess what? That's what you want. You don't need 10 people showing up halfway. You need one person showing up fully. So don't fold. Don't lower the price. Don't make yourself more palatable just to be liked. You weren't made to be liked. You were made to be loved, respected, cherished, and valued. The real ones will see that. And when the right one shows up, you won't have to perform. You won't have to prove. You won't have to shrink. You'll just be, and that will be more than enough. Let me tell you something that a lot of people don't like to hear. Just because a man wants you doesn't mean he's ready for you. I need you to really let that sink in. Desire and readiness are two different lanes, and most of the time they ain't even driving in the same direction. A man can want you with every bit of his heart, can be mesmerized by your beauty, your energy, your mind, but if he's not emotionally, mentally, and spiritually mature, he's not going to know what to do with you. We get caught up in thinking, well, he likes me, or he keeps coming back, or he says he doesn't want to lose me. And yeah, that might be true, but let's be honest. Some people don't want to lose you, but they still don't know how to love you. They like you. They need you, but they are not prepared for what comes with being with a real woman who knows her worth. That's the difference. Wanting you is surface. Being ready for you, that's soul work. You have to understand, timing is everything. A man can see your value and still not be ready to rise to the occasion. That doesn't mean he's evil or toxic every time. It just means he's not ready. Maybe he's still healing. Maybe he's still figuring out who he is. Maybe he still wants to explore life without commitment. And guess what? That's his journey. But you don't have to pause your life or downgrade your expectations, waiting on someone to grow into what you already are. See, readiness is about responsibility. It's about being able to hold what you carry. And some men, no matter how much they're drawn to you, simply don't have the capacity. You ever seen someone fumble a good woman and wonder how they could let her go? It's not because she wasn't amazing. It's because he couldn't handle it. He wasn't prepared. He wanted the blessing but wasn't ready for the burden that comes with maintaining it. Because make no mistake, even good love takes work. You can't keep trying to drag a man into readiness. You can't teach him how to treat you, mold him into who you need, and then expect him to magically transform into your ideal partner. That's not love, that's labor. You're not here to raise a grown man. You're here to partner with someone who meets you where you're at, not someone who constantly needs saving, guiding, or reminding of your worth. Here's the thing. A man who's ready for you will not leave you guessing. He won't have you in limbo. He won't need 3 more heartbreaks, 4 more parties, and 5 more years to decide whether he wants to grow up. When a man is truly ready, you'll feel safe, not confused. You won't have to ask him where you stand. His energy, his actions, his choices, they'll all say the same thing. I choose you, and I'm ready to keep choosing you. I know some of y'all are trying to wait it out. You're hoping that if you love him hard enough, if you're patient enough, if you just keep holding on, one day he'll wake up and finally be ready. But the truth is, loving someone harder doesn't speed up their maturity. You can pour everything into someone, and they still won't grow if they're not ready to. Some lessons can't be taught by love. They have to be taught by life, and I know it hurts. I know it's disappointing, especially when you see potential. But potential without action is just a beautiful promise with no delivery. You don't marry potential. You don't build a life on maybe. You need readiness. You need someone who's done the work to be whole, not someone hoping you'll fill the holes. Because if they're looking for you to fix what they should have healed, they're not building love, they're building dependence. Let's be real. Readiness looks like accountability. It looks like a man who knows how to say I was wrong. It looks like a man who respects your boundary. A man who communicates even when it's uncomfortable. A man who sees your strength and doesn't compete with it, but complements it. A man who leads with action, not just emotion. A man who's not scared to build because he's already built himself. It's time to stop settling for men who keep trying to get ready. If he's still figuring it out after 2, 3, 4 chances, then he's telling you with his behavior, this is where I am. And you have to decide, do I want to stay here with him? Or do I want to grow in the direction I deserve? Don't let almost love trap you. Almost honest, almost consistent, almost committed, almost ready. All that does is waste your time and wear down your soul. You deserve love that is fully present, not partially promised. And you're not asking for too much. You're just asking someone to meet you at the level you already stand on. That's not selfish. That's self-respect. Because when a man is ready, he won't play with you. He won't need to keep you around just in case he gets it together one day. He'll come correct. He'll bring peace. He'll bring clarity. He'll bring direction. And you'll realize love isn't supposed to feel like tug of war. It's supposed to feel like alignment. So stop asking, does he want me? And start asking, is he ready for me? Because wanting you is about him. Readiness is about what he's willing to do for the relationship. Is he willing to grow, sacrifice, commit, communicate, lead, serve, protect, and show up? That's what matters. That's what tells you whether he's worth your time. That's all you need to know. Now let me hit you with the truth about something that gets ignored a lot. Some men want to love you, but they just don't know how to love you. They know how to want you. They know how to chase you. But when it comes to giving you the love you truly deserve, they fumble, they freeze, they fall short. And don't get me wrong, most of these men are not bad people. They might even try to love you. But the thing is, good intentions don't always equal good execution. A man can want to give you everything, but if he doesn't understand what you need, if he doesn't know how to meet you where you are emotionally, if he can't read the room and pick up on your needs, it's never going to work. Love isn't just about saying the words or making grand gestures. Love is about consistency. It's about showing up when it counts, even when it's hard. It's about understanding your partner's language. Not just their love language, but how they communicate, how they process emotions, how they deal with stress. It's about being able to meet someone where they are, not where you wish they'd be. And for a lot of men, this is the missing piece. You see, many men were never taught how to love properly. Society has made them think that love is just about providing, being strong, showing affection on occasion. But love is so much deeper than that. It's about understanding, empathy, and the ability to feel what your partner is feeling. Not just in the good moments, but in the tough moments too. It's about emotional availability, emotional intelligence, and communication that goes beyond words. It's about being able to listen, to hold space for someone's pain, to not just react, but to respond with care and compassion. And a lot of men, they've never been taught that. They've never been shown what real love looks like. So they're out here trying to love from a place of confusion, from a place of what they think love should be, rather than what it really is. And that's where the problem starts. They might give you attention. They might take you out on dates. They might shower you with gifts. But when you need them to really see you, When you need them to be there in ways that go beyond the surface, that's when they fall short. A lot of women get stuck in this cycle of frustration because they're dealing with a man who doesn't know how to love them in the way they need to be loved. And you can't blame yourself for not feeling fulfilled in a relationship with someone who doesn't know how to meet your emotional needs. And yet a lot of women blame themselves. They think it's their fault, like they're asking for too much, or they start second-guessing their needs. But let me tell you something. Your needs are not too much. Your needs are normal for a woman who is ready for real committed love. And if he can't rise to meet those needs, it's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of his limitations, not yours. Here's where you have to draw the line. If he can't love you the way you need to be loved, then you have to let him go. And I know it's hard, I know it hurts, but you can't keep giving pieces of yourself to someone who doesn't understand the worth of what they're holding. You can't keep pouring into someone who doesn't have the capacity to receive or return that love in a way that nourishes your soul. And the truth is, no matter how much you love someone, if they're not capable of loving you back in the way you need, it's never going to be enough. And that's okay. It's not a failure on your part. It's just the reality of two people who are not aligned. A man who is ready to love you the right way will see your needs. He'll know that love isn't about what he can do for himself, but what he can do for you. He will step up not because he has to, but because he wants to. He'll look at you, not as someone he can win or possess, but as someone he wants to honor, protect, and nurture. And that's where real love comes from. Mutual respect, mutual understanding, and a willingness to grow together. But don't make the mistake of thinking that love is just about grand gestures or the occasional romantic date. Those things are nice, don't get me wrong, but love is in the everyday actions. It's in how he shows up when you need him to listen. When you're having a hard day, it's in the small acts of service, the kind words, the silent support that doesn't need to be acknowledged. It's about being present. It's about showing empathy. It's about holding space for your emotions. Not just when it's easy, but when it's tough too. Now I know you're probably sitting there thinking, well, how do I know if he's ready to love me the right way? And that's a valid question. You've got to look at how he treats you when the excitement fades. You've got to see if he's there for you when things get difficult, or if he only shows up when it's convenient. You've got to pay attention to whether or not he's really listening to you, to your needs, to your heart, or if he's just hearing what he wants to hear. Because a man who truly loves you will put in the effort. He will show you day in and day out that he's there for you, not just when it's fun, but when it's hard too. And if he doesn't do that, then you have to let him go, because you deserve someone who knows how to love you the way you need to be loved. Someone who isn't just looking for a temporary connection, but someone who wants to build a lasting, meaningful relationship with you. Someone who is ready to love you, not just in words, but in action. Because the truth is, love is not about how much someone wants you. It's about how much they're willing to give to you, how much they're willing to invest in you, how much they're willing to show up, not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. That's all you need to know.